Good morning, Gilnor. Welcome to what's going to be a talk-through guide on the Vault of Hereditas? Hereditas. That's what we're going to call it. Real quick, this is the first heist that you get access to. Just looking over my gear here. You're going to want to wear your best thieving outfit. You're going to want to have access to the agility and thieving master skill cape perks if you have them, so you don't fail the agility shortcuts and so you don't lose as much loot if you happen to get caught. Of course, we're going to be wearing a Ring of Vitter along with the Grace of the Elves and a Brooch of the Gods, so we can get those Blessing and Saren Spirit procs as we're going through it. A couple things. The first run through here, I'm going to be going kind of slow as I talk through the movement specific stuff that I'm going to be doing, and there are a couple mechanics inside the vault that are worth explaining before we get there, such as the bodies. Currently, as I'm recording this, legendary 5-finger discount is still in the game. It is yet to be moved over to the Thieves Guild, so depending on when you're watching this, it might be in the Thieves Guild where you get access to this buff, but you're going to want to have the highest version of this aura or aspect enabled that you can, because looting the bodies that are inside here count as pickpocketing. That means your crystal mask is also going to work, and light form is going to double the effectiveness of your crystal mask. So I will not be using crystal mask on the slow talk through just because I'm going to be talking through stuff. I don't really care about speed, but I will be using it on the fast run through at the end of the video. The other thing to note about the bodies is that if you are wearing your master camouflage outfits and you have all of the available thieving buffs, they have a variable loot. So you get 5 procs on each body of 5 pickpockets, and you are either going to get 2, 4, or 6 loot, which means you can get anywhere from 10 to 30 loot from a single body. What that means for the run is that based on RNG, you can actually skip the entire last room completely if you are lucky on your body loot. So if you notice you're getting a bunch of 4 and 6 procs, keep an eye on your loot total, because you maybe will get to the room with the chest at the end and be able to skip the bonus room that has 3 safes and another chest that you would normally have to get to 500 loot to finish above that threshold. Any other questions, feel free to leave me them in the comments below, but otherwise we're going to get started with this talk through. We're going to go ahead and hit enter. I'm going to go ahead and summon my magpie. Oh, I already have a magpie? I maybe have one still. No, I have a Ripper Demon. Let's get rid of that. Again, we don't care about time right now. Summon our magpie. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to dive to this body up here. You can see I'm getting 2, 2, 2. So we got 1 proc of 4. And you're going to need to get this Legionnaire's seal to get through the Legionnaire barrier up here later. The next thing we're going to do is we're actually going to dive completely diagonal so we can get to this body. You'll see that spirit disturbance is ticking up. If that reaches 100%, you have 1 more fail, so it actually needs to fail 4 times before it summons the spirit. So you can be safe and run away at 3, where it says 100%, and it will just never spawn. And then the timer will reset as you're far away from it. The other thing I'm going to showcase here is if you stand at this chest, this ghost will not catch you. I'm not sure why, but we're going to take advantage of it because that's how it works. Same thing as he goes through here. Won't see you. But then we're going to go through this Legion barrier, and what we can actually do is dive all the way up to this body over here. We'll go ahead and get started on pickpocketing that one. Oh, I'm going to actually activate my aura just to reduce the failure. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to surge over and get to this body right here. And then what you can do from this body is you can dive to this chest up here. And we're going to start working on that chest. Then we're going to surge up here and hit this shadow anchor. Loop around here to stay ahead of this ghost. Dive all the way down here. You will notice that there are some places where I don't explain the surges and dives, and that's because the there is a lot more wiggle room for movement in Heist 1 than there is in Heist 2. So you may, like, you could dive to that safe. Just for example, I didn't dive to that safe because I was talking and I was distracted. But where there is specific movement stuff that I want to showcase, I'm going to make sure that I pause and point it out. So like here, we're going to surge, and we're going to dive. We're also going to sneak in here and grab this chest up here, because we should have enough time to grab it before that Ghost Legionnaire comes back, if we go fast. The Ghost Legionnaire is not very forgiving. I think you only get a single game tick being inside of its detection radius, the actual detection radius. And at the second game tick, you are caught. It doesn't look like you got away. It will delay the animation sometimes. You can dive from that doorway to this doorway, and then surge ahead to this shadow tile, and then we're going to click it to move to section 2. Here we can dive immediately to this chest if our dive ability is up. And then this is where we're going to showcase the next little piece of... There's some pretty cool pieces of movement tech in this area. So here, I'm going to go one tile to the north, I guess, technically, of this chest. And we're going to go in line with this doorway. Then we're going to take one step up, so we're facing up. And now you can surge dive straight to this chest up here. And that's where you hit surge and then dive in the same tick, but in that order. I'm going to break best practice here. It's generally a waste of time to hide in these grasses because of the ghost, but because we're going slow on this run, I'm not going to bother with it too much. Ghost is going to go over here. We're actually going to be able to surge dive to the body like that from in that room. Quickly got all of that stuff. We're going to go to the safe here. I think we're probably going to have to hide in the grass here just for a second. Yeah, we're just going to be safe. Actually not setting a terrible pace considering that we're going slow on purpose. Then once this ghost gets to there, you can actually click and surge. And like I said, I had a single tick. If you click and surge in the same tick there in that order, you can get through that. And then from here, one of my favorite pieces of movement tech in the whole run is if you dive to this spot up here, you can dive surge, and it takes you all the way up to this body. Take our blessing. We're then going to dive surge over here to pick up this shadow anchor. We're going to pick lock this chest. And then from this chest, we're going to next be diving to this tile here and surging in the same tick. And that'll take us straight to this crevice so we can get to this chest. Like I said, Section 2 has a lot of fun movement. A lot of these walls don't prevent you from surging or diving the way that you think that they would. Sometimes they do, but a lot of the times they just don't. So here we're going to actually surge dive straight to this safe over here. Pardon my throat this morning. We're feeling a little bit just under the weather. Great, and then we're going to surge dive like that. We're going to dive surge again to get up to here, and we're on to section 3. So here, because my things are on cooldown, I just run up to the shadow anchor. That's a spot where you could use the power burst of acceleration to get a dive or a surge to get you up there faster. And actually, I forgot to showcase the movement that I normally do here, which is we're going to dive down here and then surge like that to get to the chest. Actually did that a little bit weird. I'll try to do that better on the fast playthrough. It's been a while since I've done Heist 1, just so that you guys know Vault. I think I've done like 113? 112. This is number 113. Alright, let's get away from this ghost guy over here. We're running around the top because there was a ghost there. That was a bad surge. Please don't emulate that. Then we're going to, of course, hit the pylon, and we're going to navigate through here. You can cut these corners by one diagonal and not get caught. Not a good chance to showcase it there, but from here we can dive directly over to the Shadow Anchor, take one step north, and bend our surge to get up to this Dead Legionnaire. And then from there we're going to dive to this square, so that we can... It's the closest tile to this crevice that you can squeeze through, and we're going to grab this chest as well. This is a spot where, especially if the ghost is on its route through this room, you're going to want to grab this chest anyway, just because it's easy. But if the ghost is, for instance, in this room up here, and he's coming back this way, this is where you can surge, and then dive all the way over to here, and then surge to get to this chest. And you can do that way more fluid than that. You can get it in 2 game ticks, you can get to this chest. Then we're going to dive to the safe. I realize that most of the people that are watching this are people I've DM'd the video to directly, so if you're watching this, hi, thanks for watching. Appreciate your support and asking me to make this video. This is a video that I'm making mostly for a couple people in my clan who are asking me for some help in the heist. And our schedules don't line up. So, here we are. Alright, now, from here, once we click here, we can dive to this tile right here and hit surge. And it takes us to here, so you can go one step over and then surge to this Dead Legionnaire. Nope. One too early. There we go. And we're going to surge over, we're going to go to here, and then we're going to dive surge to get to the pylon. We're going to continue on our route. So here's an example, like I can cut diagonal right there and it doesn't actually catch you. The game is a little forgiving in that area. Alright, let's take a look at our loot. We're at 390, which is not quite enough to skip the last room entirely. We have 30 loot left here and 15 left here, which means with the 50 that we get from the last room, we're not quite there. So we're going to actually run and pick up that last room. We will skip the chest because we don't need it. We're going to hit the pylon. Some nice routes here from the pylon. Sometimes they get really curvy and it's a little frustrating, because I have a hand tremor and it makes these precise clicks sometimes a little difficult for me. We're going to go ahead and grab... Actually, we don't need to grab the chest. Sometimes you will have... This chest will always have 10 pylons for activating this. So you never will get stuck here, which is really nice. That was a bad surge. This is a room that I sometimes navigate differently. I'll showcase it better on the fast run-through, hopefully. We should be able to get by with just grabbing this one safe, and then we're going to actually go back to that big room and finish because we'll be at 450. We've deactivated the pylon in the center now, so there's no pathing. It's just we're available to go like this. Oh, I'm going to get caught because I'm bad. And because I'm bad, and I want to finish on 500 loot, we normally would just go finish right now. I'm going to grab that chest over there for 15 to get us back up to 500. And as you can see, there's some spots that I'm still not totally familiar with where you can dive to and from. That's part of the fun. I think this heist is actually a lot more fun to learn than the second one because, number one, you can't die. The only thing you ever get punished with is losing loot. And number two, there's a lot more wiggle room in the route itself. And occasionally you'll get the God run where you get to finish at this last room and skip this room over here because of your luck on the bodies. And those runs... my record on that was 747. So you can get some pretty zoomy runs going. Alright, let's go ahead and throw on our luck ring, see if we won. 1148 is not bad for a talk through, but we're going to see if we can get that down to sub 10. No win today, but we run it back. So let's see if we can do this a little bit faster this time. That was 11:48. 3, 4, 5. Turn on Crystal Mask. Oh, I forgot to... I'm on the wrong spellbook, so I guess we won't be using Crystal Mask in light form. That's okay. Dive over to this chest. It just means that our time on... I like to surge over here because it gives you a better line to the body, I think. 3, 4, 5. We're going to surge and get that last one later because I'm just going to go to avoid getting caught by the ghost. It's okay to swing back at a different time. You can see that was the 100%. We failed one more time and manifested a spirit. But like I said, not a huge deal to have to pick up 1 or 2 more pickpockets on those bodies. Like, I'm going to surge over here and get this last one. We're going to dive over to here, get down here. Spin my camera so that I can activate my dive like that and just get straight to the safe. But yeah, I have a lot of fun in this heist. It is a little more strategic, I think, because the ghost's route will change based on the first person who entered the server world, I believe. We're going to go in here and grab this chest. We'll grab the last pickpocket on that body after we get past this ghost. Also, we got to send a GZ to the clan. Getting another Jaws of the Abyss. Clanny's doing Slayer. We're going to get stuck here for just a second because this ghost is here in a bad way. But we should be able to go like this. That was pretty okay. My cat is jumping up onto the kitchen counter, and I currently have to pause to go take care of this because my cat is a menace. Oh, she jumped down. Thank you very much. My cat's name is Serotonin. Good job, Sarah. Alright, and this actually lines up perfectly for skipping the ghost. Oh, please, click the chest. There we go. And actually, I would not mind if my guy was a little bit slower there, but we're going to wait for the ghost for just a second. He's going to turn the corner, and we can go about right now. We're going to try to pick... Wow, unlucky. Jesus. Alright, we'll go back for that pickpocket, I guess. We'll instead go for the safe right away. That was... I don't think I've ever seen 4 fails in a row with legendary 5-finger discount. That was crazy. You can also dive straight to that body from the safe, which is nice. There we go. We're going to go like this. Whoops, pardon me. Go diagonal and then surge up here. Yeah, all in all, so far, pretty smooth. If I can get to this body before 4 minutes, we're having a pretty zooming run. Zooming running. Sometimes my brain just glitches out. We haven't had enough caffeine yet today. This may be the problem. Again, here we're going to dive surge. Same tick. Picklock this chest. And as you can see, like, once you get it, the ghosts really aren't that much of an issue. The pathing just kind of lines up nicely as you get through. There's like 1 or 2 spots where you end up having to wait for them because of their route, and it maybe will add 5 seconds to your run. But after that, you're in the cycle the way that you expect to be in the cycle, and the rest of the run just feels kind of smooth. So again, we could use the power burst of acceleration here, which I'm not going to do. We're just going to go up and get the shadow anchor. We're going to go... Where was it? Right there? Yeah, right there. And then this. Again, it's been a while. The tile is right here where this patch of dirt kind of ends. That's where I supposedly need to be diving to. But other than that, it's working pretty well. And then after this one's done, I didn't get to show up before because of the ghost. We're actually going to dive and then surge up to cut that time down there. And again, got some pretty nice pathing on the random route here. In, we dive over here, we hit the shadow anchor, one step north. Grab this, and this we'll be able to show. We're going to go in here to miss this ghost entirely. Jeez Louise, the RNG on these bodies has been bad today. There we go. And that ghost should be gone about the time that it takes us to finish picking this chest. Yeah, pretty smooth. We're going to zoom out a little bit to make the next surge dive a little easier. We're going to be diving to that square. So there's 2 ticks to get to that chest. It maybe is 3, because I think they make you wait a tick before your double surge, technically. But it goes very nicely. And we're in this last room here at 6:36. We're going very fast. You may wonder why I don't skip any of the chests on my way here, and the reason why I don't skip any of the chests is because I don't like getting... There's a small chance if you skip some chests that when you get to the final rare chest room, that you will not have enough to activate the pylon to get to the end bonus room to finish getting your 500 loot. So I pick every single chest just to make sure that that doesn't happen. Pardon me, get my camera lined up here correctly. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, but all in all, pretty smooth run. Oh, this is a good spot to showcase where you can go diagonal. We're going to go here. You can actually just run diagonal all across there. We're going to get caught by this ghost right now, and that's disappointing. Like, I'm going to go that way to lose 3 loot instead, because getting caught by the ghost is 14. Unfortunate, but all in all, probably cost us like 12 seconds, which is not the end of the world. We're at 391, so we are going to have to go hit that last room. We were close. I believe the threshold you got to hit to is like 405. If you get to 405 by the time you get to this room, then this 30 and this 15 gets you to 50, and that one gets you to 500. But we are at 421, so we actually get to just go grab one safe from the last room and then be done. We might actually finish sub 10 minutes, which I'm pretty pumped about. Easiest route in the world here. And we're just going to go straight over to here. Grab this safe. Grab the shadow anchor, dive over and get the pylon. And we just have our last chest to do and we're done. Nice and easy. We'll let you guys stay tuned, see if we get a drop on camera. But that is the Vault of Hereditas. Pretty consistent sub 10-minute runs once you get it down. There we go. Luck ring on for luck. Not bad. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Hope you guys have a good day. We'll see you later.